Good evening, I'm YAMO. Tonight's report takes us to Nazi-occupied Paris during World War II, a city living under fear, surveillance, and systematic persecution. But hidden within that darkness stood an unlikely sanctuary, the Great Mosque of Paris. By the early 1940s, France had fallen under Nazi control. Jewish communities across the country faced arrests, deportations, and eventual transport to concentration camps. The Nazi regime relied heavily on identification papers, registries, and ethnic documentation to track and isolate Jewish families. In occupied Paris, survival often depended on one thing: identity. Inside the historic Great Mosque of Paris, its rector, Si Kaddour Benghabrit, quietly transformed a place of worship into a center of resistance and protection. Historical accounts and testimonies suggest that Benghabrit and mosque officials used the mosque's network of underground chambers and hidden passageways to shelter Jewish individuals who were attempting to escape Nazi detection. Families were concealed within the complex, often moving through restricted areas where Nazi patrols rarely searched. But physical hiding was only part of the operation. To prevent deportation, the mosque staff reportedly issued forged documents identifying Jewish refugees as Muslims. These certificates declared them as North African or Muslim residents, allowing them to bypass Nazi racial registration systems. In a regime where paperwork determined life or death, these forged identities became shields against genocide. The risks were enormous. The Gestapo closely monitored religious institutions, community leaders, and suspected resistance networks. If discovered, Benghabrit and his staff could have faced execution or deportation themselves. Yet despite the danger, they continued their efforts. Historians continue to debate the exact number of people saved. Estimates range widely, from dozens to potentially over 1,000 individuals. While documentation remains incomplete due to the secrecy required during wartime, survivor testimonies and post-war research consistently confirm that the mosque played a real role in protecting Jewish lives. What makes this story remarkable is not only the courage involved, but the moral framework behind it. At a time when identity was being weaponized to divide and destroy communities, the mosque used identity as a tool of protection, redefining belonging as a matter of humanity rather than ethnicity or religion. For decades, this chapter remained largely unknown outside academic circles. Only in recent years has the story of the Great Mosque of Paris gained wider attention as historians uncovered records, survivor accounts, and wartime testimonies that revealed this hidden resistance. The mosque stood not only as a spiritual institution, but as a refuge, a reminder that during one of history's darkest chapters, acts of quiet courage often saved more lives than battles ever could. History does not only remember wars and conquests, sometimes it remembers doors that were kept open when the world was closing in. For History Watch, I'm YAMO. Good night.